Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going to talk real quick. I've got a story for you, and it has to do with this must over can't. That's the phrase today. I must over can't. What does that mean? What does that look like? So tell me as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? Welcome to my home in Florida. We did some fun errands, did a little bit of just running around with the kids this morning. I guess it's already 4 o'clock. We have some friends coming over to watch. So we did a Tony Robbins event this last weekend. If you've been following along this week, I've been talking about it. So I've been talking about something called the path. So I'm going to cover today is step 4, and it actually lines up with a conversation that I was having with some, you could say, friends, business partners. We're all in a chat thread together, and this morning I didn't want to do the cold plunge. I haven't done the cold plunge all week, and I made this excuse. The excuse was it's cold out in Florida. Florida cold, meaning it was like 55 to 60 degrees. I know. It just felt really cold when it drops 30 degrees. So I was doing everything else, but I didn't cold plunge. And I told my husband, after listening to Tony Robbins this weekend and then just understanding, because he said something. He said, if you find yourself saying you can't, you must. You must do it. And that could be in anything in life. That could be, I can't eat healthy. I can't go to the gym. I can't fill in the blank. Whatever you have found yourself either saying or thinking. So I kept telling myself, I can't do the cold plunge. It is cold. It is extra cold this week. So I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm going to do the cold plunge because I have to. I must. So what's so funny is in a chat thread, some of our friends have been dabbling with cold plunging. And so one of our friends, her name is Natalie, she was like, hey, I just cold plunged for the first time. I said I can't, so I must do it. One of our other friends named Katie. So I was like, I sent a picture to them and I was like, hey, I did it. I did it. I said, I found myself saying I can't, so therefore I must do it. I am going to talk about the path in a second because it follows right along with our morning conversation. So our friend Katie was like, I had told myself I'm not going to do it. I don't like the cold. I can walk outside and it's cold. And she said, what's so funny is like Natalie's throwing her picture in the chat. She's like, I did my cold plunge. I'm like, I cold plunge. And Katie was like, basically my husband, Steve, cold plunges. He's been cold plunging for years. Not really, but like long. And so she went and she goes, I keep saying that I can't do it. I keep saying that I can't. And so she goes, I must. And she went and filled up her bathtub with as cold as the water could get. And she did it for 3 minutes. And one might say, well, was it really a cold plunge? It doesn't matter. Like she got into a cold bathtub, regardless of if it was like 50 or 40 degrees. And she did it because she was like, oh my goodness, you guys are doing hard things. I kept saying I can't, but the fact that you're holding my hand and then not holding my hand, but she's like, you're in this chat and you're inspiring me and now I'm going to do it. So interesting. All week, we have been talking about something called the path. Tony Robbins took us through this last weekend, and he said, I have 7 steps. I have 7 steps to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. We covered step 1 through 3. Step 1 is, what do you want and why do you want it? Step number 2, he said, is find and face the truth. You've got to like actually go, all right, here's where I'm actually at, and then here's where I want to go. Sometimes we don't want to accept kind of the reality of like, this is where I'm actually at. and go, here's the growth that I want. And we look at things, I think two things, right? You can look at something and be like, oh, I'm not going to accept that. You almost ignore what's going on. Or he also says sometimes you look at things worse than they are. Don't look at something and make it worse than it is, right? So step number 2 is like, here's the truth. Here's where I'm at. I already talked about what I want and why I want it. Here's where I'm at. Step number 3 talked about taking massive action. Like doing the next thing that you know you need to do. For me, I kept watching my husband cold plunge all week, and I was like saying, I'll do it next week. I'll do it this weekend. I'm cold. I can't. I was in a mood. And then I looked at him and I was like, well, my next step, if I said I can't, I must, is to get in that cold plunge. Because when you do hard things, and listen, this is something that I don't even know how to explain. I shared it on my story. So if you go to KetoMOM, if you're on my Instagram and you go to the stories, I shared a story from, Steve, do you remember who did that story? That talked about like the brain and when it grows when you do hard things? David Goggins and Dr. Huberman. I shared a little clip. You should watch it. He talks about when we do hard things in life. Get down. He said when we do hard things in life, it makes your brain in a different area of your brain grow. It like, they're talking about longevity in life and what it does to your physical body and your health. And so my question, and so listen, if you're following along, this is the path. We did step 1, we did step 2. Step 3 was do something. So I cold plunged. Hi, Judith. Hello, everybody. Okay, here's step 4. You guys ready? For the path. And I think what I'll do, tomorrow is Saturday, is I'll just wrap up all the steps and then try to get a visual for you so that you can have this. But step number 4 is do what's hard. So I was looking at the step because I was going to come on and do a live with you, and I went like this. This is perfect for the story that I talked about this morning. So like I was in the chat thread. I was talking with Natalie and Katie, and my husband's in the chat, and a couple other guys are in the chat, and we're talking about doing hard things. And then we talked to our whole community about doing something hard. We said, hey, in the month of February, we want you to do something that's like gonna get you out of your comfort zone. It's gonna push you. It's like, what would that be for you? And it might be in business. It might be in a relationship. It might be like, I have to go join the gym. What is it? What is the I can't, so I must next step for you? Because step number 4 says this. Do what's hard. It's time to slay your dragon. So that can't is the dragon that's holding you back. It is the thing that you might be afraid of. It is the thing that if you were to do it, it's going to make you walk through your day. And when there's other things that come up against you, you're going to be like, not a big deal. I just did a cold plunge for 3 minutes, or I already went for my 2-mile walk, or I already prepped my lunch. Like that hard thing that you do in the morning, one of the very first things that you do, helps you walk throughout the rest of your day with this like sense of accomplishment, of excitement, of like, I did that, so I can do this. That feeling. Does that make sense? So, oh, I love it, Judith. Hey, Judith, thanks for participating. I love her. So it says, change what you need. Okay, so change what needs to be changed. Get the skills that are necessary and take massive action. Take massive action. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through the rest of them. Tomorrow is Saturday if you're watching live. For the earlier this week, we went through steps 1 through 7. I'll review it tomorrow. But my question to you and the thought for you as you dive into the most amazing Friday night that you're going to have. We're having friends coming over. We are grilling. And so I said that we did the Tony Robbins event this last weekend. Well, my husband has the actual videos. So we have friends coming over, and we took 2 families and all of the kids through the Tony Robbins event yesterday. We did 6 hours, I think. 7.5 hours of working on our mindset and our beliefs and our limiting beliefs and the stories that we're telling ourselves with our kids. The youngest one is 10, right? We had teenagers down to a 10-year-old. So we did it with these families, and then tonight we're doing the last little bit of it. and the kids and the adults tonight on this amazing Friday night, because why would you not want to do this on a Friday night? We are going to we're going to go through this path with these families. It's going to be super great. And we were telling the teenagers, I was like, if you can get this, if you can understand the power of your mindset and how it controls the things that you do, the actions that you take, how you treat people, you're going to be on this next level of all of the other teenagers that when one of your friends, somebody in your small group, somebody on the court, maybe on the golf course, like I said, teenagers, you are going to set yourself up to be able to coach these kids to get through hard times and coach yourself. So I want you to know something. If you're brand new, welcome to the KetoMOM page. The page started out, all I used to share was recipes and food, and it has transformed into what I believe is one of the most important things that people need to understand is the power of their mind and the power of their words, having an awareness of so many different things in life. And like we can get from point A to point B. You can get from where you're at today to where you want to go, but there is a path that has to be taken. You don't just get to get there overnight. It's not like a viral video. Your body isn't a viral TikTok. Your mindset, like just like you learn how to feed your body, just like you learn how to move your body and make sure you're hydrated and you're trying to eat, you're working and you're doing real good at eating the right foods, you have to feed your mind. And if you don't, this is going to control this and everything else that you do. So my encouragement to you is take this thought, must over can't. If you say that you can't, then you must. What is the must that you're going to do today or sometime this weekend? I'm going to encourage you to do something. I would love to know what that is. You can share in the comments. You can send me a message. You can take KetoMOM in it. I would love to know what that is. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Continue to tune in. Tomorrow I'll walk through the entire path with you. And then I have had a couple people ask about this reboot. I did a live yesterday. The reboot is only here until the 5th. Yesterday I said the 4th. So we're doing a community-wide. A community-wide means people on the KetoMOM page. We've got thousands of people all over the world because our company is worldwide. And we're going to do a community reboot February 25th. It's a fast. And in this kit, it has ketones, electrolytes, your lunch and your dinner are keto protein. Like it's a fast that's going to either A, reset your metabolism. It's going to kickstart you to doing something. It's going to either B, help you get past a plateau, or it's going to just help amplify what you're already doing. Like you either get started, get past what you're dealing with, or you're already going, well, I feel great. Awesome. Let's feel even better, right? So if you want to know more about the reboot and if you want to join me, if you're a current customer, go log in and grab it. If you are not, send me or post reboot below. If you have thought for a split second, Stephanie, why in the world would I fast for 60 hours? I have another option for you to get started. So, oh, our the pool guy is here. Hold on one second. So here's what I would say. The reboot is amazing. I would encourage you to join me. If you're not ready for a fast, which is okay, because I actually didn't fast for a couple years into working on my own health, I have a different option for you. And so it is a simpler option. It's an option for you just to get started around your food, moving your body, drinking ketones once or twice a day, and I will do it with you and I'll walk you through it. I will hold your hand. So send me a message. I would love to connect with you. Ask all of your questions below, reach out, or otherwise continue to tune into the page. Your presence matters, and I would love to connect with you and help you on your journey. So have a wonderful night. Happy Friday, and I'll talk to you soon.